In number 113, we're supposed to find this value of c. That's the hypotenuse, the length of the hypotenuse of this triangle. So it's a right triangle as noted here. So we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. And the Pythagorean theorem tells us that a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where maybe this side is a, one of the legs is a, another leg is b, and the hypotenuse here is c. So let's substitute in our numbers. A might be the 12 squared, the b could be the 16 squared. Doesn't matter, we can switch these around. This could be the a, this could be the b. They're just the legs. And this is equal to c squared. So 12 squared is 144 plus 16 squared, which is 256. That's equal to c squared. If you add these two numbers together, you get 400 equals to c squared. But this is c squared, right? This is c squared. We want c, so we need to take square roots. So we're going to have here the square root of 400. That'll be the square root of c squared. Square root of 400 is a 20. Square root of c squared, that's c. So I think we've got it there. Now 115 is going to be similar to what we did in 113. We're going to use the Pythagorean theorem, where we will have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now a is one of these legs. We could let a be the 7. The b, that's another leg. That's unknown. And c, well, c is the hypotenuse. That's going to be 16. So when we substitute here, we'll get a squared, right? A squared, we let a be the 7. So we'll get 7 squared plus b squared. Now b is unknown, so we'll leave it as b squared, equals c squared. And c, that's the hypotenuse. So that's going to be 16 squared. This will give us 49 plus b squared equals 256. And now let's subtract 49 from both sides. That'll give us, that'll isolate b squared for us. So what we're going to get here is this is going to be b squared equals 256 minus 49. Now that turns out to be b squared is 207. So we'll take square roots here. We want b, not b squared. So we'll take square root of b squared is going to be the square root of 207. Square root of b squared is b. And this turns out to be, all right, so this turns out to be, this 209 is kind of a big number. So we need to think of what squares do we know will go into 207? So you might think of, okay, 2 squared is 4. 4 does not divide into 207, so that doesn't work. 3 squared is 9, and it turns out 9, I know this because I did it on my calculator, 9 goes into 207, so 9 times 23 is the 207. So we can break this 207 into 9 times 23. So b turns out to be square root of 9 is 3, and that square root of 23 will leave, so there's our value for b.